Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see comments already. Thank you for joining me, Susan Winter, best-selling author and relationship expert, and we are talking about benching today. So you might notice I have no furniture in here. This is one of the things I can do since we're all sequestered. I'm actually taking time to rearrange this house. So I got one chair here, and actually 8 dining chairs. So it's lovely. Thank you all for joining me. I love the fact that you're giving me just include your country or your city and state. So I want to see how wide our reach is here. Today, we're talking about benching, and here's the way the show goes. I call you out if I can. I just try and see who's here. I appreciate so much everybody who keeps coming back. And I want to say hello. Here's a special shout out to a woman named Beatrice. Now, Bea, I used to see constantly making contacts and all sorts of comments here over the months that I've been doing this, and over actually maybe 6 months to a year, and on my IG page. And I finally had her as a client. She just popped up one day and I said, "Oh, you're the same Beatrice." So don't think I don't know who you are. I actually do. I see your name, your screen name over and over again. And it is really cool when I get a chance to either meet you personally in the time periods when we could do, in-person tours, or if I have a chance to talk to you in private, either on Magnify or on a private coaching. So today, first, I will talk about benching. In the last 10 minutes or so of the show, I'm going to open it up for your general questions. Super chat is on. So if you want me to really read your thing, because Susie needs glasses here, put your whatever you want to say in a box in super chat. I'd appreciate that very much. So benching, what is it? What isn't it? Why do people do it? How can you avoid it? What's going on with it? These are all things that we need to know. Now, benching is what I refer to in my language as the maybe box. For those of you who are sports enthusiasts, you know that you put somebody on the bench, they've got to be ready to go just in case they get called, but nothing happens. So here is why somebody would put you on the bench. 1, they're a motivated buyer. They are indeed looking. They have several candidates for the spot of committed partner, but they need to compare everything. So that's last minute comparison shopping. However, there is another box, and this is the greater of the two. That's the box where most people fall into. It is the, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing a ton of other people. I don't really know what I want, but you know what? I'm just going to keep you around in case. Now, if it's a player who's doing it, we call it, or I call it, putting you in the stable. So, they want to reserve you, but they're not sure what they're going to do with you. So for all of you, my followers, you know this. No one is allowed to reserve your heart. This is not allowed. People used to go crazy in New York before we had reserved seatings at the movie theater. People would get there 45, 50 minutes in advance, wait in line to get the seat they want. And everybody would be so angry over that person that puts their coat there and says, "Oh, I'm waiting for my friend." Because we knew that. No, 9 times out of 10, your friend isn't coming. You're just reserving the seat. And you don't even know, like somebody could have really used that, right? You're just doing it because you want it to stretch out. So we don't allow that kind of behavior. And on your end, the discernment has to be, how can I tell the difference between a motivated shopper who is looking for a partner and somebody who's wasting my time and putting me on hold? Now, there was a comment way back here, and I'm going to see if I can find it, you guys. Mayesh says, "I've been benched for years, and my biggest fear," whoops, where did you go? Oh my goodness, there's so many comments here. Wait, I lost my foot. Mayesh, oh my goodness. Mayesh has been benched for years, and my greatest fear is that this person keeps returning for no good reason. Yes, your fear is true. You got to do something about it. I seriously picture myself at 40, married with children, of course, with somebody else, and this person showing up randomly. Yeah, that would be what would happen. That's kind of what happens. This you don't want. If you see, there's no excuse, guys. Somebody's benching you for years? No, that's not allowed. That's not cool. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Okay. Good morning, Susie Cusey. Okay, thank you, Candy. Your advice is always spot on. Thank you. I've been a big fan for a long time. Thank you, thank you. Robert, hi from Sweden. Hi, everyone. Okay, thank you guys. This is wonderful. Men are crazy. Okay, now we're going to get to, if you have a general dating thing, I'm going to get to that later. Okay, I really just want to talk about benching today. Hello, Canada. Hillary, Robert, Sister Anastasia, Sarah, Ebru, hi. If I don't read your name, Reham, it's because I can't say it. So Philippines, Turkey, oh my goodness, California, hello from Wales, Michigan, Costa Rica, France. Okay, some of these are general questions. I want to hear about benching. Now, here's the thing. I have to try to help you as best I can through this medium, not speaking to you one-on-one where I can talk to you, figure out why you're being benched. So your job is to discern as best you can what you know of this person. Are they really looking for a relationship, or are they just fooling around? You need to ask the questions. Now, here is a method that I use. I watch patterns. I look at patterns of behavior. I have to. It's the only way I can make sense out of all the chaos out there. So I want you to see, even though you're benched and your partner may be investigating other people, is there forward movement? Are they contacting you more? Are they telling you specifically why they have a reservation? Are they being forthright? Are they truly committed? Are they telling you, look, I really want to, I'm just a little nervous about this factor or that factor? So somebody had mentioned on the community page, if you're benched, can you ever move from being benched into a relationship? Yes. I have an example for you, my dear, dear, dear buddy. She benched her now husband. She benched him not because she was a serious buyer. It was something about the lifestyle she would be walking into. All right. She thought he was wonderful. They dated, but she had another couple of people. She was New York City born and bred. All of her family was here. All of her contacts were here. Her career here was massive. This man lived in Alabama and wanted to take her to Alabama. Now, that is what I call a condition. If you have someone benching you because of a condition, you have to know what that condition is, and then you have to negotiate between the two of you whether this is a condition that can be overcome or worked through. She is happily married. I've met this husband. They're fantastic. They couldn't be better, but she's a woman of color. Her husband's white. All her family is in the Northeast. She was afraid of going to the center of Alabama. Will there be any kind of cultural connection? Will I be scrutinized? Will it be comfortable for me? I'm leaving all the culture I've ever met and all the intellectual stimulation and my family. So what are we going to do? She has found great friends there. She has an online business like so many of us, so she could be anywhere. Okay? And he is the best man for her. But it was based on a condition. So you need to know, are you being benched due to a condition? Now, I've talked about you being benched. Are you benching someone else? Here's the thing. We really can't hold them too long. At some point, everyone, if we're being fair, they will want to know where they stand. And you would feel the same way. If you're being benched, you give it a certain amount of time. You express to your partner, I really like you. I know that you have serious considerations. I happen to have this thing called self-esteem. It's kind of messing with my head. Okay, so I can hang out for a while, but I'm not staying here forever. This is not an ultimatum. This is not a threat. If stated diplomatically and proactively, it simply means that you understand that you have an agenda too. You are also looking for a mate who is ready, willing, and able to commit. And quite honestly, everybody is allowed a little bit of time to think this stuff through. Well, they are allowed as much time as they need. Your timeline for how long that is may be different. But please, there is no such thing as 6 months to a year. They're considering you. You are then on the back burner. You are only a safety measure. It is not happening. Please, please, if it's been going on for years and you're waiting for them to one day see how wonderful you are, and oh my God, then they're going to realize that they love you. No, it doesn't happen that way. all you've shown that person is that you're willing to be put on hold, and people will treat us as poorly as we allow them. I wish I didn't have to say that, and I wish as an adult I didn't have to learn that. I loved the idyllic version of life in my mind, puppy dogs and bunnies and all this, and everybody in the Midwest, and they're nice and they're honest, and oh golly, sometimes it's very hard to hang on to your personal integrity and be a person you admire in the midst of everybody else. But that is our job here. How can we be clear, focused, and know what we want, and then actually go out and get it and be available to get it? So I want to read. I have not paid attention to you guys. I'm sorry. Hi, everyone. Egypt. Hi, Siri. Hi. Oh, Siri. This is not our other Siri. This is Siri. Hi, Toronto. Mary Jane. Okay. Hi, Mark from Hong Kong. Oh, my God. I follow the news every day. I so love Hong Kong. Oh, my goodness. I'm just brokenhearted. Okay. Broken up 2 months ago and found you. Your videos have helped me so much and put it in perspective. Remember, when we're broken up, it's really our dream. So we're only 10 minutes into the hour. I want to answer anything that you have about being benched. So do you want to write me in a super chat? That's really big. I'll really see it. Okay. Katie says here, hi, Susan. How can you tell if you're being benched while dating during this pandemic, or if the person you're talking to is just trying to take things slow? You're not going to know. You don't know. Here's where we try to discern what is progress. I did a video a while back. Somebody had written me an unusual question. I try and do the stuff that nobody talks about. The question was like, if I don't want marriage, how do I know what forward progress is? Because I'm in a non-conventional lifestyle. So what you are looking for is consistency. Remember, the factor that changes a player and a fly-by-night from a real partner is consistency. Partners show up. Partners who want to be with you keep contact. Partners are motivated to get to know you. They want to know about your day. How can I help you? What's going on with you? When can we see each other? So there is a general lackadaisical thing that's taken over with dating. I think the hookup culture has confused everybody because people don't know how to express themselves. People don't know what they want. People end up in things and they end up being hurt. They don't know what happened. They don't know how they got there. They're not really sure how to explain it to themselves, let alone another person. The clearer you can be on what you want, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If it puts somebody on the spot, I think you have a right. This is your life. I mean, every minute of your life counts. You have a right to know where you stand. So thank you for that. That's a great question. Oh, hi, SM. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the shout out. I appreciate that. That's on Super Chat. Thank you. Okay, Paula says, hi, Susan, Washington, D.C. Met a guy 9 months ago, but it has been a very slow process. It is not good communication. Okay, I'm being brief here. So why are you still connected to this person? This is kind of like getting a racehorse that only walks. What are you doing? I mean, understand this. I'm saying this in the kindest way possible. You got to cut this. Frustration lies in trying to create a hammer to be a nail. They're different things. You got to know what somebody's skill set is. Obviously, this person's skill set is chatting you up. Now, be very careful, because the minute you start to pull away, we've talked about this, then they want to chat you up again. No. I'm walking away. You've had your chance. But before you leave a relationship, before you exit a holding pattern, you must let them know what's going on. That's for you. Yes, it's for them. And it's the right thing to do. It's for you. Here's why. Loose ends are never resolved. Those murky, weird relationships where you stop seeing each other. Nobody said anything about it. You're not sure. That's a mess. People don't get over that. That's the one that lingers in your mind. I wonder what if. The way to eliminate what if, we say to the person, here's what I'm feeling. This is not working. I really want this. And I don't feel any forward movement from you. So I have to assume you're not sufficiently interested. You're not bad or wrong, whatever your answer is. I just need to have this cleared. I really would have liked to have seen this. So you explain that what they are doing doesn't match your goal. It's as simple as that. And that way You have stated where they went wrong, why they lost you. Nobody's confused. You've re-clarified their goal if they're struck by lightning. And a month later, they go like, oh my God, that's it. She is the one. Okay. I made a mistake. And now I know what I did wrong. I didn't show sufficient interest. I was trying to play it cool. Then you have resolution. So clarity and communication resolves your mental anguish with not knowing what's going on. There is no excuse for 9 months of not knowing what's happening. Okay. Let's see. Jules. Okay. Susan, Vincent writes, Susan, there's a guy who does benching or crumbing. He means breadcrumbing with me. But what if I consider him to be a twin flame and can't get over him? Oh, baby, I've been all over that twin flame thing. If you can survive it, you can write a book about it. Good luck. And I mean this in the best possible way. Everyone, I didn't mean to go in this direction, but everyone here is our soulmate. And the twin flame, and I never talk about this, but I have lived it, okay? And that's why I don't talk about it. It's one of those buckets that people go down the rabbit hole of explaining why you're connected to somebody that you feel so strongly, psychically connected to. You can tell when they're leaving the house. You know when they talk to somebody else. It's crazy, but it's oftentimes, more times than not, unhealthy, okay? It doesn't mean that the partner who is awake can awaken the other. You come to awaken them. Good luck. They might awaken, they might not. You fulfilled your soul contract, that's it. I don't want to go into this because this is a whole nother realm, but if it hurts you and there is no resolution, you are not in a healthy place, twin flame or not. They're not doing their end of the bargain. Just because you feel tremendous love and attraction and connection to somebody doesn't mean you are supposed to romanticize it. We get very, very confused. As humans, the minute we feel that extra connection, we assume we've got to make this a sexual mate, and then everything blows up. If you really want to work on a twin flame, you work on advancing your own evolution, which in turn, through their connection to you, advances theirs. But it's a dual advancement. It is not, the draw is potent, but not for the purpose you think. Human beings always bite the bait. Oh, pretty. Oh, love. Oh, I feel something. Oh, let me make it sexual. Oh, now I'm having problems. I wonder why. Maybe we're thinking too low. Maybe it's on a lot higher level. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to go there, but I just went off on a tangent. Okay, let's see. Your videos are so inspiring, always make me feel with hope in whatever situation I'm in. Miss Jujuba, I'm happy about that. So does anybody have anything? Do you want to do a shout out in a super chat about what you have to talk about with, are we done? Are we done with this topic? Do we want to move on to something else? You guys let me know here. I wish you cover relationships post, no, too specific here. Okay, same here. I have the same situation, but in my case, okay, Sam. Thank you, Sam. It's big enough for me to read. As a person who has tendency to always initiate conversations at the start with someone I like, how do I control myself while being benched? Okay, all right, very good question. Discernment. We've got to get sharp. Again, Sam, are they a buyer? Are they sufficiently motivated? If you come into their realm, you ask them out and you're starting to go out and they give you pushback, remember our rule about pushback, they're allowed to turn down a date, but they should counter the offer. God, I can't do Tuesday. Can you do Thursday? That shows that they're excited. You've got to see that they're motivated. I'd give somebody a couple months. That's it. But make sure you pursue. Make sure that they know that you like them. And if they're not ready, they're not ready, and then move on. Time is precious. I think I said this in one of our former videos here. We don't practice failure. I have a client and she's become less confident with every guy she dates because she's dating from a pool of men who don't want a relationship. And she's worried, oh, was I too easy? Was I too fast? Was I too needy? What if I did this, if I did that? And she goes into this obsession trying to fix it. And it's not even applicable. Half the time, obsession, going over the loop of what we did or didn't do, has nothing to do with the problem. The problem is we chose to be attracted to and try to get together with somebody who had a passing interest in a physical fling with us, but lost interest and wasn't interested. Okay. Bryce Dean. Oh my gosh. Thank you. $9. Bryce Dean. Ching. Okay. This is beautiful. Dated a girl from February and March, didn't want a relationship. Oh, girl, wait, girl I dated from February and March didn't want a relationship. Then she texted me last week asking if I want to go on an overnight camp trip together. Okay, so Bryce, this depends on how you handle relationships dispositionally. If you know in your heart of hearts, you've tried to be modern, you tried to hook up, and you know what? You catch feelings and it doesn't work for you, you've got to be careful. Every decision we make has to be in accordance with how do we feel, our response to that situation. Same is true with when you're talking to an ex. They say, Susan, should I contact my ex? They contacted me. Same answer. How are you going to feel in the moment? And how are you going to feel 24 hours later, right? So Bryce, okay, if the girl didn't want a relationship in February and March, you can counter offer by asking a question. Say, the idea of seeing you again is great. Love to go on a camping trip. By the way, just so you know, I'm actually looking to date to have somebody that I really like to hang out with. I kind of like to do one at a time. I'm looking for a relationship. So what's your thoughts about that now? If she goes, I don't know, I'm just kind of whatever, then you think, what's the price for me emotionally? What's the price I'm going to pay by engaging with this person? If you can handle it, you want to go away for a weekend, it's not going to make you go crazy later. Just know yourself, okay? But don't be afraid to talk. Why do we think we can't talk about this? This is where the problem lies. You know why people bother to ask me? Because they don't ask their partner. Ask your partner. Don't ask me. You can pay to ask me. I'll tell you. You know what I'll tell you? Why don't you ask your partner? Now, I'll give you more information than that. Okay. Let's see something here. Met someone, okay, R2, whatever, top banana. Met someone on Match, texting, then a 5-hour phone call. Okay, that's probably what's happening nowadays. Amazing communication, calling again Saturday, bowled over. So many connections and commonalities. Great. Proceed. There's no safety net except what you have going up here and how we learn. Oh, Bryce, I'm glad you like that. Okay, great. Again, assess who you are. Guys, I tried desperately to be modern. I didn't want to be a relationship girl. Boring. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be like my friends. Oh, have a pedicure, hook up with a guy, the day rolls on. I can't do that. I wanted to be able to do it. I felt old-fashioned. I felt rigid. And I'm not rigid up here, but I don't know. I like feeling valued. I don't know. For me, I just like being in a place where I can create context. I like real connection, and I like meaningful, not meaningless. And I like content, not jibber jabber and passing. You can be with anyone in the world if you've got no discernment, but it's going to cost you. You could be out every night of the week if you don't care who you hang out with. But when it comes to love and relationship, we're walking in very fragile terrain because we happen to have a heart. And people like to play that, oh, it's all cool. But, the most intimate act we can do in the world is to connect with somebody physically. I mean, it's like it's union, right? And to think you can get in and out of that, without something happening inside you is pretty rare. I do know there's a difference. Theoretically, I know there's a difference. And everybody has to determine for themselves, listen, who you are at one moment in time may be completely different. You come out of a long-term relationship, you're like, wow, I can't wait to date and I'm going to get back in the saddle. And then it's fun. But you just got to know who you are, where you are in your life, what's important to you, what you want. Okay, I'm seeing smiley faces and little things here. Your emotions as reference point for decisions is the best advice. This is all we have to go on, people. We can't be someone we're not. This is why it's so important when you listen to people online and they have a philosophy and they have a protocol for dating. You got to really take it and chew it and sit with it and say, does that fit my disposition? There are people that I shouldn't be coaching that aren't attracted to this kind of work. They're not. They're not my audience. It just depends. I remember once I was going to write a book on spiritual awakenings. This was like 25 years ago. And I was so excited. I thought, I'm going to catalog all these different versions of spiritual awakenings. And then somebody said to me, Susan, it's not new. And I thought, I didn't know that. And she said, no, but don't worry. She said, there are thousands of books on angels. Doesn't mean they're not important. She said, your book will reach the audience that resonates with you in your language. My job here, as I see it, is to try and get the crazy out of the romance and try to empower you to, one, know who you are, know what you want, have the ability to articulate it clearly to your partner so that they know, and therefore you can assess, is this something worth pursuing? And then also, if you come to the bump in the road, how do I express myself? When do I pick a battle? When do I let a battle go? What battles are worth fighting? And then ultimately how to merge and continue to grow in a relationship, right? That's a challenge. Okay, anybody else with Super Chat? Let's see, what do you have here? Bryce, I'm going to stick with my guns. If she doesn't want a relationship, can't go camping with her. Woo! You play hard to get. That's what she's going to see it as a game, right? And this is so funny because people think when you're being honest that you're playing a game. It's the best game in the world. It's called real. Okay, love this. But let her know if she changes her mind, then we can go camping. Yeah, you know what it is? When you know what you want, because I'm decorating the house now, I know what I want. Well, I have restrictions. This house is kind of a theme house. It's kind of Western. But it's not like somebody could walk in here and sell me something I clearly don't want. So we have to know who we are and know what we want. These are very simple things. But when we get emotionally involved, we can lose our minds temporarily. We all do it. Okay, let's see. Does rejection a reflection on you? Is rejection a reflection on you? I think that's what they're saying. We always feel that it is. Our ego always feels that it is, but I don't think it is. It's hard to accept. Who wouldn't want us? Really? I mean, we may not want you, but you should want us. But I've been rejected, and I've rejected people from even a first date. Okay. I think I've rejected people after a first date or a second date, or we've had mutual rejection because we know it's just not a match. The kind where you say, yeah, great, it was wonderful, look forward to hearing from you. We both look at each other and the eyes, we know it's never happening again. And a lot of times you have to realize relationships are overlapping. I had written an article for Huffington Post years ago, and we had to do clickbait titles. It was called 98 Dates, 9 Months. Here's what I learned. We did it on purpose to be provocative. Now, dates, I was very clear, meant a date with. That's my generation. That means I met you for coffee or we had dinner. That does not mean I had sex with you. And I blatantly state this, but that thing went crazy and went all over the world. And people assumed I slept with hundreds of men. But this is, this sifting process. I was really trying to find somebody, to meet somebody. And to be honest, I was still in love with somebody. So it didn't matter who came into my life. It was an unworkable situation. And I knew it intellectually, but there's that space between knowing it intellectually and being able to get your way out of it. It's a weaning process. And I didn't have all the information I have now. I've kind of learned it since then. Okay, so anybody else have a question you want to ask me? We're coming toward the end of the hour. Anybody else have something on Super Chat you want to say? And I thank you so much, you guys, for that. You might have noticed recently that I started to monetize, and I'm sorry I waited as long as I could. But, we give so much of this stuff away. And once in a while, I started realizing how many, you get 400, 500,000 views a month. And I went, yeah, I think maybe I should allow that to happen. So let's see. Diha, thank you, Susan Winter. You're great. I love this very much. Let's see. I've been rejected by people who won't leave me alone after I said I want a relationship, not just sex. Okay. So what do we feel about that? What do we say to that? Good, good. I'm going to go back to the girl that I've been working with. And this was in a time period before I had a calendar, and I would write emails back and forth and give clients the time that they wanted. Like now I've got I got this, and this to give you, right? She has been upset about this. She has been allowing men into her life without realizing it, that never wanted a relationship. And what's the end result? A couple months go by, and then, there's that initial flurry of interest. Then they kind of get used to you, and then they're done playing with their little new toy, and they move on to the next. And so you feel them pull away. So your instinct is to make it easy for them. Oh, I'll be up your way. She lives an hour away. He never came to visit her. I'll be up your way. Why don't I come visit? Oh, I'll stop by. Oh, why don't I bring you this or that? So then they start blowing you off. And the more you offer and the more you show up, the less they want. Then you find them lackadaisical. Then, as many people have told me, I find my so-called boyfriend, girlfriend texting on Instagram somebody else or chatting with somebody while I'm in their presence. Relationships disintegrate very quickly when you're not on the same page. So this is the reason why we have to be very clear on our messaging and then look only for those people who want that, right? The exclusion is you're learning what you want. If you're learning what you want, you got to try a little bit of everything on the buffet table. But if you know what you want, to set yourself up for failure will ruin your self-esteem. This is why people get so sensitive about being rejected. I bet if I could talk to each one of those people, I would find out that they had patently chosen people who did not want a relationship in general, or even especially didn't want one with them. We can't keep practicing failure. Do you think we're going to have confidence from that? No. We need to put ourselves in an environment where we'd have an opportunity to flourish. So, benching, I'm coming to the end of the hour. This is our roundup. You guys are absolutely wonderful. So listen, Sadie, thank you. And it's in pounds. I love it. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, everyone that did the super chat. Thank you, those of you who've joined me. I will be reading this. They give me about 5 minutes to answer stuff before it closes altogether. And then I answer you over on the page when it comes live. You guys are so wonderful. But remember the thing about benching. Benching is the maybe box. And what do? We figure out how long we are willing to invest in this person. We do not invest multiple months, a couple, 1, 2, 3. Do they want what you want? Are they a serious buyer? Very important question. Or are they wasting time and wasting your emotion? Nobody's allowed to put you on reserve. Nobody's allowed to hold a seat in a movie theater for a person that they know is never coming. And they're not allowed to reserve your heart because you are smart daters and you know the score. Everybody, thank you. I adore you, all of you. Those of you who've been here on the live chat, thank you for taking time to join me. If you want to talk to me, I work on Magnify. That's $8 by the minute. I do have some sessions available for my website, susanwinter.net. You can catch me on the Susan Winter Show, and that's on either iHeartRadio or iTunes. You guys are a fantastic audience. Stay positive, stay resilient. But remember, the reason we are doing this bad behavior is I want you to recognize it as bad behavior. It is not acceptable. It is not okay because everybody does it. We have to eliminate that concept. It is not okay to be put on hold. It is not okay to be played with. This is a time where people are speaking up. This is where you can do it as well. Going mute in a relationship is not an evolved version of yourself. Taking dominion over your life and your dating choices and being clear and being honest and being forthright. It may sound 1800s, but I'm telling you, it's going to work in the 2000s because we've never needed it more. I want you to see success. I want you to feel success. You do not get benched unless they're making a conditional choice like my friend did. And again, they are happily married. There's got to be a reason for it, and it's got to include a discussion. I hope that helps you guys. You are the best. I adore you. I adore you. And I love the fact that you're helping each other here. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. I didn't look at the list yet. But I'll do a pre-announcement, another bit of bad behavior. Thank you, everyone, to the best audience on all of YouTube. You guys, I adore you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye now.